Hello everybody, it's Crystal. Welcome to my channel. So today I have a beautiful stitch tutorial for you. This is the Rosebud stitch. Can you see that? It's very easy to make. If you look closely, you can see it goes up to a point. You're going to need to know how to single crochet, a double crochet, and a front post double crochet, I do believe. I like it. I think it's so beautiful how they look like little flower buds. See that? So they're not a bobble. They're just little flower buds. Lots of texture in that. Beautiful. Would work great and look great with many things. So there is the front side. And here is the reverse. Nice and clean back. So, do you guys want to go ahead and get started on it? You can do it. You can do it. Just think about all the pretty stuff you can make with that. Beautiful. Alright, let me set that to the side. Alright, for the yarn that was used for that sample was the Bagoday Tonal Hues. It's a premium anti-pill acrylic. It is a medium weight number 4. And the color of that one is called Exquisite Clutter. And then I'm going to be using a size H, which is a 5mm crochet hook. Now this is just a stitch tutorial, so the yarn and the hook that you use would, it would depend on whatever project you're doing. So whatever yarn and hook you want to use would be fine. All right. So this stitch is a 4-row repeat, but they're very easy. It's only 4 rows because they're, catty-cornered from each other, so they're kind of like very similar rows. There gotta be 4, so they can be catty-cornered. This is done in a multiple of 6 plus 2. So what that means, whatever you decide to make, I think that would make a very pretty baby blanket. But whatever you want to make with it, you need to chain in multiples of 6. So 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, until you get your chain the length that you want your project to be. And then once you're there, you add 2 more to the end. So 6 plus 2. Now we're going to go ahead and start with row 1. All right. It's a 4-row repeat, but we got to do 2 rows before we start the repeat. So we're going to start off with row 1 by putting a single crochet in the second chain from our hook. We don't count this one, it's on our hook. So this would be number 1 and this would be number 2. Go ahead and go into that one and single crochet. And then you can work across and put 1 single crochet in every stitch of the chain. So row 1 is just a row of single crochet. 1 in every stitch, and I will see you at the end. Alright, so I've made it to the end of row 1, and you'll have 1 less single crochet than whatever your chain amount was. And now we can move on to row 2. Row 2, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now that chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So what we're going to do is we are going to single crochet into this very first stitch. Just like that. Now we're going to start the repeat of row 2. We are going to skip 2 stitches. So skip, skip. And in the next one, we are going to work 5 double crochet all into the same stitch. So skip your 2, skip, skip, yarn over and go into the next one and work 5 doubles all in the same stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5. And then again, we're going to skip 2 again, skip, skip, and in the next one, we're going to put a single crochet, just 1 single. And that is the repeat for row 2. So again, we will skip 2, skip, skip, and in the next one, 5 double crochets all into the same stitch. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's your 5. Skip 2 again, skip, skip, and single crochet into the next. And this is what we're going to repeat for the entirety of row 2. Skip 2, skip, skip, 5 doubles, skip 2, skip, skip, 1 single, and keep repeating all the way to the end, and you should end in a complete repeat where your last stitch is a single crochet. Alright, I'm coming here to the end of row 2. I just did 5 double crochets and I have 3 stitches left. I'm just going to skip 2 and a single crochet into the last, and we did end in a complete repeat, and that completes row 2. Now rows 3, 4, 5, and 6 are going to be the repeat rows. Are you ready? Let's do it. Alright, so for row 3 we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and again that chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So we are going to go back into that very first stitch and we're going to put a single crochet in it. Just like that. And now you see the next stitches here are our 5 double crochets from the previous row. We want to put a single crochet into the first double, so the next stitch right here. And then the next 3 double crochets, we're going to put a front post double crochet around them. So we're just going to yarn over and go around the post of the next double, like that, and then we do our double crochet like normal. So the front post is just a regular double crochet. We're just working around the post instead of the top of the stitch. And then we're going to do it into the next one. And then the next one. So we'll have 3 front post double crochets in a row there. See that? And that leaves 1 double crochet left of that group of 5. So we want a single crochet into that one. And then we're going to single crochet into the next stitch, which is a single crochet from the previous row. And then we will start again with this group of 5, single crochet into the first double, and a front post double crochet around each of the next 3. So yarn over and go around the post of the next one, and front post double. There's 1, and we go to the next one. That's 2, and then the next one. There's 3, so that's 3 in a row. And then we're going to double crochet, or I'm sorry, single crochet again in the last double crochet of this group. We're actually putting 3 single crochets in a row. We're putting a single crochet into the last double here, the single from the previous row, and the first double of our next group of 5. So we'll go ahead and do that. It's a single over the next 3 stitches. There's 1, and here's our single crochet from the previous row. There's 2, and then the first double of our next group. So that's 3 single crochets in a row. And now we're going to work 3 front post double crochets over these next 3 doubles. So we're going to yarn over and go around the post. There's 1, the next one, that's 2, and the next one, that's 3. And this is what we're going to repeat all the way until we get to the end of row 3. So it's single crochet into the next 3, and then 3 front post double crochets. Single crochet into 3, and then 3 front post double crochets. And I'll meet back up with you here after we finish our last 3 front post double crochets, and I'll show you how we're going to end row 3. All right, I've made it here to the end of row 3. I just did 3 front post doubles, and I have 2 stitches that remain, the remaining double from this group of 5, and then the last stitch. I'm just going to go ahead and single crochet 1 time in each of those 2 stitches. So 1 there, and then 1 at the end, and that ends row 3. Okay, let's go ahead and start row 4. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. That chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Now we're going to start off into this very first stitch, and we're going to work 3 double crochets. So that's kind of like half of a shell, or half of a flower bud, I guess. So 3 doubles into the very first stitch. There's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to go ahead and start the repeat for row 4. We're going to skip 2 stitches. So skip, skip, and now we're going to work a back post single crochet. I'm sorry, I think I forgot to mention that one in the beginning, but it's very easy. If you just kind of flip your work to the front, you see your 3 front post double crochets right there. We're going to go around that middle one from the back. So when we turn it around, it's facing the front. So you just take your hook and you insert it from the behind and then back around. We're just doing a single crochet too. So you see how the post is on the back of my hook now. And I'm just going to grab my yarn, pull it through, and do a single crochet like normal. There it is. Alright, now what we're going to do is skip 2 stitches. So if you need to flip your work over to see, you can. Sometimes I have to sometimes. So I'm skipping 1, 2, and then the next one right here, we're going to work 5 double crochets. There's 1, all into that same stitch. 2, 3, 4, and there's 5. And then we're just going to repeat. Again, we're going to skip 2 stitches. So skip, skip, and the next one should be the middle of that group of 3 post stitches in the front. See it right there? And we're going to need to do a back post single crochet. If it makes it easier, you can just kind of flip it like this and just put your hook through like that, and then flip it back, pull it kind of tight, and then do your single crochet. There it is. That's what puts the tip on the little rosebud. And then again, we're going to continue with our repeat by skipping the next 2 stitches. So 1, 2, and in the next 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And repeat again. Skipping 2, skip, skip, and the next one we need to back post single crochet. I'm sorry if I said front post, back post single, but if it's easier, just flip it like this and insert your hook right around it like that. That's what I do. Pull it tight and then just single crochet like that. And then we are going to skip 2. So here's 1, 2, and in the next 5 double crochets. Now we want to go ahead and repeat this pattern until we get near the end of row 4. Just like that. So it's skip 2, back post single, skip 2, 5 doubles, skip 2, back post single, skip 2, 5 doubles. All right, all the way until we make it near the end of the row. Alright, so I've made it to the end here of row 4. I just did a back post single crochet there, and I have 3 stitches that remain. I want to skip 2, and in the last one I'm going to put 3 double crochets into it because we started with 3 doubles, so we need to end with 3 doubles. Well, that just stretched it all out. 3 doubles into the last. 1, 2, and 3. Ends row 4, and now we can begin row 5 by chaining 1 and turning our work. This is the front side of our work. So we're going to start off by putting a single crochet into the very first stitch. And since this is kind of just like a half a bud, there's only 3 stitches here. The middle one, put a front post double crochet around it. So the next one gets a front post double. Like that. And now we're going to start the repeat of the row. We're going to put a double crochet, we're going to put a single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So we're going into this one. We're going into the top of that back post single. And we're going into the first double of this group of 5. So 3 singles in a row. There's 1, 2, and 3. You'll see this is very similar to the row we did before. And now we're going to do 3 front post doubles. 1 in each of the next doubles. There's 1, 2, 3. And repeat. Single crochet into the next 3. So it's 1 in the remaining double of this group of 5, 1 in this single here, and 1 in the first double of this group of 5. And again, front post double crochet, and 1 in each of the next 3 double crochets. And we're going to keep repeating this pattern and for row 5, and I'll meet back up with you when we get to these last 3 double crochets here. Alright, I'm coming here to the end of row 5, and I had to do 3 singles in a row here. So I did 1, 2, and my third one is in this first double crochet of this group of 3. So I'm going to go into that one and single crochet. That leaves us 2 stitches. Now we need to do a front post double, just 1, around that next double crochet. And then we're going to end with a single crochet into the top of the last stitch. That ends row 5, and now we can begin row 6, which is the final repeat row. We are going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now we are going to put a single crochet into the first 2 stitches. So there's 1 single and 2 singles right there. And now we're going to start the repeat of row 6. We are going to skip 2, skip, skip, and in the next one we're going to work 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again we skip 2, skip, skip, and that will bring us to the middle front post of our group of 3, and that's where we need to do our back post single crochet. So if you want to flip it around in front and just kind of slide your hook right underneath the post of that middle one, pull it kind of tight, and single crochet, just like that. And that's the repeat. Again, we're going to skip 2 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and then the next one gets 5 double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 2 again, skip, skip, which will bring us to the middle front post of our group of 3. And we have to do a back post single, so slide your hook in there like that. If you want to do it that way, I always find it easier just to flip it in the front and then pull it back and single crochet. There it is. And repeat. Skip 2 again. 1, 2, 5 double crochets into the next. We're going to repeat this pattern until we have 3 stitches that remain. Alright, I've made it to the end of row 6. I just did 5 doubles. I have 3 stitches left. I'm going to skip 2, skip, skip, and I'm going to end with a single crochet into the last stitch. That ends round 6, and that ends the repeat rounds. So for round 7, you would just start again with round 3. Chain 1 and turn, and as you can see, this is what it starts to look like. So that's it. It's just rounds 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I know it might seem like kind of hard to remember at first. Just jot it down, but you'll get it down. And it works up real quick. And I think it's really, really pretty. You keep repeating that as big as you want, and it starts to look like this. Now I just ended on a row where I did 3 front post double crochets, and then I quit. I didn't put the point on the last row, and that kept it semi straight at the top. So if you wanted to make a blanket and put a border on it, this would be straight enough, like if you edged it with single crochet, to add a border to it. So I hope that you enjoyed my tutorial, and I hope that you were able to follow along. Remember, if you need to fast forward or hit the slow-mo button, by all means, please do. I hope, and you'll get this down, don't worry. And I want to see some beautiful things made out of it. You can show me on my Facebook page. I really like to see it. And until next time, have a good day. Bye, guys.